Well, let's get into our very first conversation for the day. There's been a lot of attention on the National Assembly, and rightly so. Right? They represent you and I, from the Senate, that's the red chamber, to the House of Representatives, the green chamber. Well, we have the state assemblies as well, but this morning we're starting with the federal legislative arm of government. Talks about the salaries, the take-home allowances, the big one about the counter-subversion bill, as well as other national issues. We're joined on the program by the senator representing Kano South Senatorial District, Senator Sumaila Kawu. Good morning, Senator. Welcome to the Morning Brief.
Morning.
Well, there's a lot of spotlight on you, lawmakers, and as I said, that's understandable because of the role you play. You represent millions of Nigerians. But let's start with the big one, which has been, causing a lot of back and forth. Eventually, the Speaker withdrew that counter-subversion bill. The provision on the jail term for those who refuse to recite the national anthem irked a lot of people, and for them, they thought that was going too far. Now, there are other provisions in the bill, but this particular one got a lot of people angry, and then the Speaker rightfully withdrew that bill. But what are your thoughts on it, Senator?
Well, I think it's the best way to handle the situation. He's the Speaker of the Nigerian Parliament. He representing people, and we are doing law because of Nigeria. Therefore, if for any reason Nigerians show that they are not interested or they are not in support of that legislation, definitely the National Assembly or the Parliament must withdraw that bill. I commended him. This is what he's supposed to do, and he do the right thing.
Interestingly, that was going to come to the Senate eventually, because in the statement that was released originally, he explained the process of lawmaking.
Yes.
So the House of Reps does its work.
Yes.
The Senate also has to be involved. But that provision, do you think it's okay to actually prescribe jail term or punishment for people who fail to recite the national anthem? For some people, it looks like you don't recognize Nigeria. So do you think there should be punishment, or everybody should be left, recite it or not?
Well, it is two things. Going with the situation of Nigeria today, where we are today, I think it is not necessary for us to have a law making it mandatory for Nigerians to recite national anthem. Maybe you will say some people in the government, or before you attain some position in the government, you must do so. But morally, each and every Nigerian is supposed to recite the national anthem, being the symbol, being something that is very unique to our country. But I think it is not necessary, more especially this time around, where we have so many issues in table which we need to attend.
So you think this is not important?
It is not necessary, it's not important for now, yes. All right.
So let's talk about, perhaps there'll be other issues around it, but that's not the only one that has gotten a lot of people talking. The one that concerns money. You know, anywhere money is mentioned, people are naturally very interested.
Quite
and
right.
It has been your take-home salaries, the allowances. And it looks like Senator Shehu Sani has been a thorn in the flesh of the Senate of late. I mean, some of the revelations he has put out, what he was earning at that time and what he says lawmakers, particularly senators, are earning now. Ramfak put out a statement, but yet again, Senator Shehu Sani on Channels Television yesterday still doubled down on his statement, saying that, well, that was what I was earning, and I know that this is what they're earning right now. He even quoted you, saying that he saw a particular report in the media about you corroborating or what have you. So you have a chance today. You had an interview with the BBC Hausa service. Did you in fact corroborate that you earn 21 million naira per month?
Yes, but you need to understand what I am saying, and you need to get me clear on what I am saying. There is difference between salary and allowances and the running cost of the office of the Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Each and every office in Nigeria, it has a running cost. Something that office will be run with. Therefore, there is clear difference between running cost and salary. If you are saying take home, it means it is your legitimate right, which when you do the work or when you don't do the work, at least you will have it. You will not retire it. Yes, there is salary. Salary is from revenue mobilization and physical planning. Commission. there are those who itemize all the salaries of all public officers, including the National Assembly, and their position is final. Therefore, it is the National Assembly who prescribe our own salary. It is very clear. Then there is a running cost of the office of the Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is retireable. You are retiring it each and every month to run that particular office. Therefore, it is not an allowance. Let me cite an example for you. If they send you to Kano or Lagos to go and interview a governor of Kano or somebody there, it is the channel who will sponsor your trip. Therefore, people need to understand. I know that it is very difficult for Nigerians to understand what we are saying, but this is the truth. And each and every office in Nigeria, from the office of Mr. President downward, there is financial something attached to that office, to run that particular office. I will ask you a question. Are you telling me that when President is traveling out of the country, is he using his salary, or it is the running cost of his office?
So let me get two things correct, Senator. First, is Senator Shehu, is he speaking the truth or not?
What I believe is that we have a salary and we have a running cost. Our running cost today, as the office of the Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I stand by my position. It is 21 million. And there are some items from number 1 down, which is attached to that 21 million.
So you get 21 million naira monthly?
Yes, but you have to get what I am saying.
No, I know you've explained that there for running costs, not allowance.
Not allowance.
Good. So
not
things
allowance.
like, so what is a breakdown before we go to Lagos? Because I know Jeffrey and Ann wants to come. So what is a breakdown of your own 21 million?
I cannot give you all the breakdown now of head, but I know some of maybe local traveling and transportation. For example, as a representative of the people, you must travel to your constituency and you must go for an oversight function. One of our constitutional responsibility as members of the National Assembly is oversight. And most oversight was carried out of the National Assembly. Therefore, when you are going out, you are using part of that money, local transportation. You must transport yourself, accommodate yourself wherever you go, within that money earmarked for the office. Then international traveling. If you have any engagement outside Nigeria, you are to use that money. You will not exceed that.
How much is it?
It depends on how you plan it. If you are going to Ghana, definitely it is different to when you are going to Canada. Do you understand? Then office material, maintenance of office vehicle, to and pro, local training. If you are attending any training locally or international training, security services, you are security. Then, of course, motor vehicle fuel cost, you are to fuel your car, refreshment or meal for your guest, either in the constituencies office or in your office here in Abuja. Contingencies like constituency outreach. If you are going for your constituency, as in our culture, we must visit so many engagement which will give us an information or educate us on what is going on that particular constituency. Therefore, visitors from your constituency. In most cases, you will invite people, maybe they will come to attend a public hearing or they come to observe the proceeding of the National Assembly, or you travel back to your constituency, invited them to come and discuss and chat new way on how to come up with effective and efficient legislation for better Nigeria.
Just a second.
And in some cases,
right.
outside your constituency.
Just a second. I know Jeffrey and Ann want to comment on this one. So Jeffrey, Ann, over to you now. He's been given a breakdown, and I know you want to dig deeper, guys.
So I love that breakdown of saying what senators actually do with the money that they get. But you gave an example, Senator Kawu, of if Channel CV, of course, sends you somewhere, they're to sponsor it, they're to put down money to do something. But remember that, for example, Kayode, you said if Kayode was to go somewhere and Channel CV had to sponsor, of course, he had to do his job. It means that Kayode has to go and he's expected to do his job, right? Now, in cases where senators are giving this money, they have the running costs, they have their salaries, but their constituents keep also saying that we're not seeing the results of some of these things. You have listed so many things that are to be done with this money, but is it really getting any impact on the side of constituents, on the side of people who have elected you, who have said, oh, represent us here in this, office? Then you see, when you look at the money at the end of the day, and then you look at the projects or whatever it is that is to be done in these local areas, among people that you are representing, aren't you seeing a very big difference in it?
You need to understand what I am saying. And there is difference between running cost of the office of the senator and the project. You need to understand.
Yes,
project is another issue.
That.
What I am saying is that how we are running our offices as the senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Quite all right, it is yielding a result. For example, when we resumed office in June 2003, last year, I think constantly, each and every week, I must go back to my senatorial district, organize a meeting between the security agencies, locals, traditional leaders, because we are faced with so many security challenges in my senatorial district. I have to go there. I have to go and see how we can put our head together,
which is what I'm saying also. So what has been the impact in all of your meetings every time, using the money to go for these meetings and calling on traditional rulers and everything? What is the exact impact that you have seen?
It yielded a result. It yielded a result. I have a statistic. Before I became a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for example, in Sumaila local government, Take local government, Dogwa local government, Tudunwada local government, Rogo local government, there is constant attack from bandits. There is serious kidnapping. Now it will go down. It is my engagement with security agencies and other relevant security agencies which facilitate and stopping the menace of the bandit and banditry in my own constituency. And I have a fact, the security agencies are there, and I have a statistic. Go and ask the local, it will tell.
All right, Senator, let me come in here with, I hope that we'll be able to get a breakdown, just a highlight of this, because there is the regular salaries and allowances, then there's a non-regular that comes to about 20 million for every 4-year term. When the revenue mobilization, so that's the breakdown for the purpose of for Nigerians to see. So what you're seeing at the moment is salaries and allowances per month. This is what they get as senators, slightly over $1 million. That's $1,063,000 naira, and that's what it is used for. But there's a second one that is called the non-regular. This is monthly. The non-regular is this particular one: furniture allowance, severance gratuity, as well as vehicle allowance that comes. So this is about 20 million plus. But this is not like every month. This is for the 4-year term. One is even a repayable loan. But the major money here is the issue of the running costs, which is what we are probing. And we're wondering why in the release of the Revenue Commission, they were silent about the running costs, which is why we're asking the question. So it means that, Senator, 1 million comes to you, 20 million goes for your running costs for your office as a senator. And we're asking in terms of impact, how far-reaching is it? So do you think with the economic situation we're dealing with, that is high or is not enough or is just adequate to be able to run your office? What's your assessment for giving you 20 million every month to run your office?
You have to correct your question from the first place. I put it clear, and I want you to understand, and my listeners too, my viewers, there is difference between allowances and running cost. I am saying salary, then the running cost. And when you are talking about allowances, which is not coming regular, like housing, car, and furnitures, that one is 4 years term. But this, what I am saying, is to do the job, and it is natural. It is parliamentary practice which is going on all over the world. When you go to UK, when you go to US, when you go to Canada, they used to collect their monthly salary, and there is a running cost of their office. When you compare, some people blindly are compared what we are, what is paying to us as running cost of our office with the salary that we as a higher
Senator, if I may butt in, just a minute, Senator, if I may butt in. I think we are saying the same things. What I did with the slide was to explain your regular salaries and your regular allowances and salaries. Then we didn't add running costs to it. The 20 million plus, that's for the non-regular. We just have to break it down, which is for 4 years. So we are saying the same thing. But my question is, you're getting 20 million every month. And let's even find that, because if the revenue mobilization is silent about it, is it the National Assembly that appropriates that directly to the senators?
Quite all right. It is the responsibility of each agency to propose its expenditure. Then the president will, or budget office will determine how much we can give to this agency. In most cases, when we budgeted our budget, send it to Mr. President, they used to downscale it to a certain percentage. To say we are appropriating money by ourselves, I think it is not true. Presidency used to reduce our, or the executive used to reduce our allocation. This is what I am saying. It is not, and we are doing it, we are using a benchmark used by Nigeria. If a federal minister or DG or permanent secretary is traveling with business class or economic class, how much? When you are paying a hotel, how much are you paying? We are using that parameter, we are using that benchmark to arrive in the figure, not what people are saying. Not what people are saying.
So, Senator, so I can hand over to my colleagues. My question was 20 million naira, if you remove your salary and allowances that we calculated that the RMAFC clearly stated, if that 20 million naira every month my question is, don't you think it's much, or is not even enough in your assessment, or is fair? That's my question. And is it also, should Nigerians believe that 21 million naira is a motivation for lawmakers sometimes to kill themselves to get to the National Assembly?
I think the important part of this is that whether it is too much or it is less, my own as senator or as Senator Kawu Sumaila is that what is the outcome of this amount? Nigerians are earnestly looking for the outcome. If we are paying, they are not more interested on the quantum of the money, but what are we doing for this country? If, for example, we are oversighting, we are following the money. This money, we are following almost 30 trillion. When you take the National Assembly allocation in the budget, it is not up to 1% of the budget. The anticipation of the constitution or the anticipation of the system is to follow the money. If government awarded contract, for example, in 2006 and 2009 or 2010, I was appointed as a subcommittee chairman of to investigate the award of contract of this Kubwa Abuja airport, which was awarded by Yar'Adua government. Somebody came up with a motion that the money appropriated, or the money of that contract is at higher rate. Therefore, you need to investigate. The House of Representatives to investigate. I was appointed to investigate that contract. For example, you are investigating 70 billion, and the anticipation of the government is for you to have something back to the treasury of the government. Block leakages. Therefore, what they gave you, or what is a mark for you, is it enough for you to do the job? Now, I am a member of the committee to investigate or to see what is going on in our 4 refineries. We took ourselves to Wari, we took ourselves to Patakot, we took ourselves to Kaduna almost 2 times. And we have a regular visit. And
all right, Senator Kau, I guess we lost Abuja there, but I was just going to ask him, I hope he'll come back with this question. I like the parts where he said impact. It's not about the money. So it's not like Nigerians are looking at the money that is being given. What exactly is the impact of this money? What are the results? I like the parts he also said he was sent to the refinery. He's also asked to supervise what the refinery is. At this moment, we were just talking about what NNPCL is saying again about shifting dates of the operations of refineries. So you begin to ask questions that, so all of this money, you are going for meetings, you're going for this, you're going for that. What is the result?
Yeah, at the end of the day, I know the defense is always the fact that these monies are meant for a constituency office, some of their buy printer, buy ink, paper, all of the small things, as well as travel and all of that, which is why we asked the question I asked him, which I don't think he really answers, which Nigerians are interested in. Nigerians are looking at their pulse and saying, we don't have money, so everybody should cut down. So is 20 million or 19 million not too much to give you every month as running cost, which is why we wanted him to explain and justify that money, because the issue of National Assembly members and their earnings has been a very controversial issue until men like Senator Shehu Sani, I was speaking to him yesterday, said, as a member of civil society or group, an activist that he is, his conscience pricked him and he felt that something that has been made secret for over 20 years. He came out and said, look, whatever you want to say, what hits my account as at then, the 8th Senate, was 13.5 million naira. And then what comes from the revenue, whatever, is 750,000 naira. But this is what I am telling you, the money that comes to my account, because the staff are paid by the National Assembly, that comes to my account, that is the national, as a senator then, is 13 million naira. But Senator Kau is here. He's talked about the fact that what comes into his account is 21 million naira. Senator Kau, I will throw it to my colleague in Abuja, who will ask further questions. But I don't think you answered my question, whether it's much or less.
No.
Or
Let
is
me
that
answer your question. Let me answer your question in line with Shehu Sani's assertion. As the exchange rate of our 8th National Assembly, where he is collecting 13 million, now is 21 million. Compared the exchange rate, you will see that their own is bigger than our own one. Secondly, buying the ticket now to Kano or to Lagos or to UK or to Ghana on 8th Assembly, and now how much is the ticket? Whatever you are doing, you must ask yourself the reality on the ground. If we want to fix this nation, we must put our head together and tell ourselves the truth. You want Nigeria to work, but you disagree with the fact. I am telling the fact.
Right.
I don't want to hide anything. I am telling the fact. And the question you are asking me, whether it is big, yes, I am Nigeria.
Is it enough or not enough? That's being fair. Do you think it's enough for you to do your work?
To do the legislative work.
Or there can be more added to it? To
do the legislative work, if not because of the economic challenges of our country, it will not do the effective and efficient oversight.
Yeah.
To oversight, to use 150 or 300 billion to oversight 30 trillion in a situation like Nigeria, it is very difficult. Let me give you an example of what is going on. A running cost in US, it is started from $1.2 million to $2 million per congressman. It is because they have money.
That's is that per annum?
No, yes, per annum. No. Yes, generally per annum.
Because I'm looking at
yes, per annum.
The majority and minority leaders. It's $193,400 per annum, and this is
it is no. That's
salaries.
Yes, it's salaries.
Yes,
it's salary.
Yeah.
Not running cost of that office of the congressman. The average started from 1.2 to $2 million US to run the office, not the salary. Then when you go to UK, too, to run the office of the congressman in UK, go and ask the independent parliamentary standard authority, which was established 2010 because of the spending of the parliament, where there are so many problems in that 2010. They came up with this agency to look over the spending of the parliament and ask how much is earmarked to each and every congressman in UK.
All right, so you think that at least you can get, because of inflation again, clearly this might not be enough. The 21 million naira monthly might not be enough. So perhaps if you got some more, it can help you do your work better to oversight.
But what I am saying is that let us have an efficient and effective system which will lead to result where Nigerians
Let me just put this in context, Senator, as we wind down. So 21 million naira monthly times 12 months in a year, that's 252 million naira for a year for one senator, running cost. If you multiply that by 109 senators, that's 27 billion naira per year. If you now multiply that by 4 years, which you spend per term, that is 109 billion naira. And clearly you say that is not enough. On a final note, we have less than 1 minute. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo made those statements, and you know that he's someone who is informed. So he said that you people award salaries to yourself. And even when Ramfak put out a statement, it looked like they were being careful. They didn't get into some areas. So that's why a lot of people say they should come out to defend those figures they put out. So why will the...
That is the reason why I came out and defended myself.
I'm saying that Ramfak didn't give a full picture, but President Obasanjo said that, well, you people award salaries. Why would President Obasanjo say that? Does that mean he's lying, or someone is obviously lying?
Quite all right. I totally disagree with him.
So you don't award...
I was a member of House of Representatives between 2003 to 2007. I was a member. It started during his own tenure.
That you start awarding
this
salaries.
monetization started during Obasanjo's era. And when he is a president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, this is how it is. We are doing it. 10,000 of that very material time is almost 100,000 of this time. One. Secondly, National Assembly and Obasanjo, I cannot in any way, we cannot understand ourselves, because there is misunderstanding between National Assembly and Obasanjo since 2005. And when you are talking about the corruption, it is the Obasanjo who introduced corruption to the National Assembly.
I mean, those are weighty allegations.
Weighty allegations.
What proof do you have?
I have a proof. I have a proof because he is the one, or it is his government and his associate who corrupted some of members of the National Assembly for them to have extension or altering the constitution for him to continue.
What do you mean by corrupted? You have to be clear on that. So it's not like
they used to give members of the National Assembly money.
Did you get money?
Quite all right. No, because I am anti. Everybody knew that I am anti. And the current president and from Lagos and some of us stood against Obasanjo. All what Obasanjo is doing is that he just want to catch the mind of the people, because he knew it is very sensitive. But Obasanjo, he is the father of corruption. He is the one who introduced corruption. He is the one who corrupted the National Assembly.
Except the court has been able to find him guilty. You cannot find him guilty right here on Channels Television. So if you have a case against him, take him to court
let him take us to
rather
court.
than using a national platform to denigrate the presidency. We know how the laws are. You're a lawmaker.
Yes, but let him
we
take
have
us
to anchor
court.
at this point. But you can land on that point. I know you're chairman of sports committee. Am I correct?
Yes.
We didn't get a medal in the Olympics.
Very unfortunate.
So will heads be rolling for you? Do you think heads should roll?
Well, we are putting our report together. Yeah. And when we finish, inshallah, Nigerians will know our position.
So would there be punitive measures? Because that's what Nigerians want.
Quite all right. Quite all right. So more than this,
is that the minister? Is that the federation?
We are contemplating of having a public hearing where we will allow Nigerians to come and tell us, to come and interact on way forward in our support industry in Nigeria.
Senator
Everybody will come and...
We have to continue this conversation another day, but we have to commend you for coming out to speak. This is what we expect of public officials, to speak to the people who elected them. We've been talking to the senator representing Kano South Senatorial District, Senator Sumaila Kawu. Thank you for your time on the program.
Thank you.
We'll take a moment now, and when we return, we're big on engagement, connecting young Nigerians to what's playing out in government. And we turn our attention to another issue in the executive. That's in a moment. Stay with us.